This is Joseph Allen, and I am joined by Mark Mayhugh, and I'm also joined by Mike Roach. These two gentlemen are in rare form. Quite literally, that's the band name. Mike is on lead vocals and bass guitar, and Mark also plays guitar and also vocals. And guys, I know that you just made an appearance at the Cadillac Ranch in Nashville for the country radio seminar. Why don't you tell me about that?
Man, I tell you what, except for the 8-hour drive down there, it was an amazing experience. Every single corner you went on, it was somebody playing guitar, singing, playing mandolin, banjo, whatever, any instrument you can name, it was people playing. But Cadillac Ranch is where it was at. It was people piled up just to hear any band that was going to play on the stage. We had the privilege of playing 4 to 6 time slot where, you know, everybody walks down the street, they come in, and you're actually there to listen to music. You're not there to dance. And it was an amazing, amazing experience.
Mike, do you have anything to add?
I'd just like to say that was our first time to Nashville, and what a great experience it was. You know, the ride down was very long. You know, we didn't really know what to expect. You know, we got a call from Doc Smith to come down, and from Louisville, Kentucky, who had apparently been following us for a while, and he's originally from Lynchburg and wanted someone to come down from Lynchburg to represent at Cadillac Ranch for CRS Week, and we were just honored to play for, I mean, the musicianship there and the bands were just incredible. The thing that blew me away the most was the humbleness and the niceness of the people that were playing and the bands there that were just unbelievable. And to make the trip down, 8 hours to get our band together and ready to go and make the trip and be able to do the show and play 2 nights in a row, and the response that we got was great. As a matter of fact, we've been asked to come back for CMA Week in June. We don't know what the future holds, but we're just very excited, and who could say more?
I know your fans have got to be very excited about this.
We left Nashville at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, drove all the way from Nashville back to Lynchburg, Virginia, to open up for John Michael Montgomery. And all of our fans were there waiting for us. They all had rare form T-shirts on waiting for us when we got there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did play Phase 2, formerly Cattle Annie's, in Lynchburg, opening for John Michael Montgomery. Now, we at KD Country ran a contest, and we were able to send a few loyal listeners to that show. One got a limo ride, and I'm thinking you probably had a nicer time in the limo than you might have had on that 8-hour journey, but I'm sure it was well worth the journey to get down there and to get back. Is this the first time you've opened for John Michael Montgomery?
Yes, this was the first time we opened for John Michael. In the past few months, we had the privilege to open up a Confederate Railroad and also Chris Cagle, and that was the second year in a row that we've opened up for Confederate Railroad. And I'll tell you, those guys are just so awesome. And John Michael Montgomery, he was just as nice as he could be. I mean, picture this. We're in a car, 8 hours, driving back to Nashville. We're tired. We get out of the car, walk up, open the back door, and walk in, and John Michael's in there tuning his guitar. And he's like, how you guys doing? And, I mean, just talk to us like we were old friends. And we just thought the world of him, and he put on quite a show. So to be able to open up for guys like this is just such an honor. And we, you know, we really appreciate Phase 2 giving us this opportunity. You know, I want to thank Gary Shotwell for allowing us to be able to do that. And it's really, you know, gave us a jump start on going out. You know, we're playing in North Carolina, Tennessee, all over Virginia, and it just really gives us more opportunity to go play bigger venues. So we're really excited about it.
And is there anyone that you have yet to open for that you would really love to open for?
Elvis Presley. I'm just kidding, man. Probably the number one person we would love to open for is Jason Aldean. We love all his music. I mean, that's as big as you can get in country music. But Jason Aldean be our number one.
Well, did you have any close encounters with any country music stars down at the Cadillac Ranch?
We saw Kelly Pickler's guitar player walking down the street, and Doc Smith actually called Barry, who was Jason Aldean's dad, to come out and hear us. Because Jason Aldean was actually playing 2 blocks down the road from us. And he called him to get him to try to make it over to hear our band, but he never made it over. He was busy with Jason.
Well, maybe next time. You guys are headed back, right?
Yeah, I'd just like to add to that I just want to stress that these bands that we played with on the same stage, I mean, we made a lot of friends down there. We played with the Springs. These guys are from Alabama. They were awesome. We played with Billy Reasons from Kentucky. We played with Eddie King, who is a local act in Nashville, who actually got us to get up on stage with him at the Hotel Preston, which is where Doc put us up. And it was a lot of fun to be asked to play with these guys and to get such a response from some of the locals in Nashville. And there were acts from Texas. It was just amazing, the musicianship of the guys in the other bands and the humbleness and sincere niceness of all these guys that took the time to talk to us for CRS week. It was just really something special, in the music scene for us here, locally from Lynchburg. To go out and do something like this, I mean, it's really bigger than anything I thought I would ever do.
I know that you guys play a mix of country, rock, and dance hits. Everything from Folsom Prison and Hicktown to Purple Rain and Gangster's Paradise. I'm assuming you stuck to country music while you were down there. Am I correct?
It's interesting that you would bring that up because I have to be honest with you on that. I think Nashville got a little taste of something that they probably haven't gotten before on Broadway.
Oh, yeah?
At the Cadillac Ranch. This was not planned, but we were having such a good time with these guys and getting such a good response that we decided to throw out a little DJ Cool at the end of the set, and Mark did Clear My Throat.
Oh, wow.
Which went over really, really well. And if you can picture the band not really knowing what to expect, what are we doing here? But I tell you what, the people went nuts, and it was just a blast. And, after the set, we met the owner of the club, Joe, and he loved us. He took care of our bills. It was drinks on the house and food all night, and we just couldn't have asked for anything more. And we got a open invitation to come back. He actually asked us that night, would we be interested in coming back for CMA week?
How do you guys? I know that you've gotten, as I mentioned, kind of an eclectic mix of songs. How do you decide on songs to add to your repertoire? Is there something about a specific song that speaks to you, or how do you go about that decision?
Well, we try to play songs that mean something to us. We've got, with me, I'll tell you, it's me, Mike Roach, on lead vocals and bass. We've got Mark Mayhugh on guitar. We've got Rick Rizzi on lead guitar and Brandon Sherman on keyboards, and we have Tyson Crawley on drums. The neat thing about Rare Form is that we all bring something different to the table. And with the collaboration of all of us, we bring a lot of different styles of music to the table, and we try to implement some of that at every show. We actually didn't have Clear My Throat on the set, obviously. We're playing in Nashville, so we kept it mostly Southern rock. We did, however, throw some rock and roll out. We played some Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses, which went over well. We played Tom Petty, which was some of Rick Rizzi's influence. Guns N' Roses was a big influence of Mark Mayhugh. Tyson Crawley, he's mainly country, where Brandon Sherman is mainly your contemporary dance. He's a young guy in the group, and he likes to do club beats and the club mixes. So with all of that collaborated together, we come out with something really magical to play for the crowds.
And how did you guys come together as a band? What brought you together?
Mark and myself started this group. We actually started playing acoustic shows. We would go out and the both of us on acoustic guitar would do shows together, and we noticed that we had response from the people and we had a lot of energy, and we really wanted to make it into a band, to do more. So we were able to get Rick involved. Rick is a guy from Alta Vista. He's an accomplished guitar player who's been playing for years and years. Rick always tells me he's from the South. Of course, he's referring to South Jersey. Rick is a native of New Jersey. So that's an ongoing joke we've got going on. But he's such a good guitar player and a great guy to work with. He's got great patience, and he's really been a mentor to us. And we're so lucky to have him. And he kind of orchestrates the musical aspect of the group. Mark is the entertainer of the band. I mean, he's a great guitar player as well. Tyson loves country music. He holds down the drums and holds down the beat. He's a great guy. They're just great guys to work with. Brandon, a great personality, a young man with a great heart who is, I mean, one of the best piano players around. So just to be able to work with all these guys and basically if it's a song we like, we'll play it and go from there. I mean, we like all styles of music. My heart's in country music. I grew up playing country. My dad loves country music, and I grew up listening to my dad play country and sing country music. We cut firewood and sold produce for a living and worked on a farm all the time. And, you know, in between jobs, we're on the road delivering firewood and delivering produce. And my dad, you know, he knew every country song that there was, and I had the privilege of listening to him sing. It just became a part of me, so my heart's always been in country music. But, you know, I love other styles of music as well.
A lot of people probably believe the easiest way to enter the music industry is by winning a big contest like American Idol or The Voice. I know we've got the Texaco Country Showdown that KD Country sponsors. And, well, that's all well and good for people who are primarily singers. But how did you guys get your start? How do you get your start when you want to play guitar or drums?
I tell you what, man, you have to have a heart, and you have to have a passion for music. I mean, even the people in American Idol, that's hard work. It's all hard work. Like, everybody gets up for a job every day, and they go to work. You have to have enough heart and enough passion to want to play music.
I'd say the first thing is that you have to have the love for music and the willingness to play. It's not about winning contests or making it a competition. It's about the love of the music. You know, whether you're playing on the front porch at home to the dogs in the backyard, or if you're playing in front of 1,000 people like us Saturday night at Phase 2, it shouldn't matter. It's what you love to do, and it's a part of you and part of who you are. So the worst thing for me is making it a competition, because look at the people who have not won American Idol that have made it so big. Do you know that the girl from Lady Antebellum, she tried out for American Idol, and she did not make it. She never went to California, and look at the success she's had. Look at the success that Chris Daltrey has had, and he didn't win Idol. So, you know, we shouldn't look at it as competition. We should always look at it as something that we love to do, and, you know, that should be the reason that we play.
One talk that was given at the Cadillac Ranch at the Country Radio Seminar was entitled, "Show Me Your Hits. What defines a hit in your world?" What do you think defines a hit song? Is it a matter of airplay, chart placement, sales, or some combination of these?
You could look at it two different ways. Was it a hit to the artist, or was it a hit from the audience's perspective? From the audience's perspective, I would say, was it one that, you know, that they really liked, it had a good hook, that was a song that got them dancing? Or from an artist aspect, I would say, was it something that sang from their heart or really meant a lot to them, you know, or could relate to something, you know, in their life?
So what's the mentality when you're opening the show rather than headlining? Do you focus on getting the crowd pumped up, or do you treat it like any other performance, only maybe a little shorter?
I'm glad you asked that. That's really interesting, because so far every show that we've opened, which we've had the privilege of opening up for Tammy Cochran, for Chris Cagle, for Confederate Railroad, John Michael Montgomery, and some others. But the thing that really gets you pumped up is when you get to the show and you get to meet these people, and you see that there are people just like us that, you know, they're tuning their instruments, they're doing a sound check. It's just so neat to get to talk to these people and get to know them before the show. And then we get to get out there and pump these people up, and that's what we do. I mean, we are high energy. If you come see Rare Form, you're going to see a show. I mean, we get out there and we pump them up. If you talk to anybody that was at Phase 2 last Saturday, I'm sure they'll tell you that we're high energy. I mean, we're going to get these guys pumped up. And then when the main act comes out, you know, they're going to have a good time. But we're just so honored and privileged to get to meet these guys and open a show for them. I mean, it means a lot to us to get to see these guys. I mean, John Michael Montgomery, you know, the guy that wrote letters from home. I mean, you know, for the soldiers, the guys out there serving our country, I mean, how much better can it get?
According to your website, and according to what you've told me tonight, you cater your songs to your crowd. Is that something you do ahead of time, for instance, discussing it with the event coordinator, or is it something you do while you're at the show, playing it by ear?
I have to say, some of that is by ear. You know, we wing it sometimes, but based on where we play some clubs in North Carolina, and most clubs generally want a variety. If we had it my way, I'd play all country, but you've got to mix it up some to get everybody to appreciate what you do and to reach all the people at the venues that you play. But, of course, we do wing it sometimes. I mean, a prime example is Mark doing Clear My Throat at Cadillac Ranch in Nashville. I would be willing to lay money down that no one has ever took that chance before. And I'd like to elaborate on that we are a band that takes chances. I mean, we get out there and, you know, if it's something that we think is going to go over good with the crowd, then we'll take the chance and we'll do it. We're not afraid to take that chance to step out and do something different. You know, break out of the mold a little bit.
Building on that, what is it about a crowd that tells you this crowd needs to hear Clear My Throat?
That's an easy answer. If you see a crowd that's having a good time and a very responsive crowd, you can read the people when you're on stage, and everybody's having a good time. And Clear My Throat is one of those that Mark does, that he interacts with the crowd and it demands their attention. So if we already know that we're getting their attention, we don't hesitate to do it because we know that we're going to get their attention when we do that song, and it's just a lot of fun. So we have a lot of fun with it, and the crowd has a lot of fun with it, and, you know, we just go from there. I'll tell you this, we did Clear My Throat, and our wives passed tip jars around, and they came back full of cash, so I think it paid off.
I guess so. Another song in your playlist, one that kind of surprised me, Purple Rain.
The thing about Purple Rain that we really enjoy is the fact that it's just a good song that goes over well with country and rock crowds. I grew up listening to Prince, and, you know, the Purple Rain album, I loved all the songs and haven't gotten around to learning any of the other ones on the album, but we can showcase two really good guitar players with Mark on his Telecaster and Rick on a Stratocaster. Mark carries the first solo, Rick carries the second solo, and then those two guys come together in the end and just jam out, and it's just really, really pretty. And then we've got Brandon, you know, on the keyboard, just mixing in really nice and pretty with that, and I get the privilege to sing over top of those guys, and it's just a great song. We just really enjoy playing it.
I would love to come out to one of your performances and see Purple Rain, or really any of the songs on your playlist. I've checked it out online, and it looks really, really good. You guys are really versatile, and I can't wait to come out and see a performance. Speaking of which, do you have any upcoming shows that you can promote? What's up next for Rare Form?
Well, actually, we're taking most of March off. We're going to try to learn some new songs to play. We've been out almost every weekend playing for a while. We just got back from Nashville, and we just want to refocus and regroup and try to learn some new material. We're actually toying around with some ideas on some original tunes that may be out in the future. But we are playing at Riders in the Country next month in North Carolina, Randleman, North Carolina, and we may stay tuned because we may be opening for another national act at Phase 2 before you know it. But I can't say anything at this time.
Okay, I won't press you for details, but I will press you for your web presence. Where can fans go online and find out more information about Rare Form?
You can reach us at rareformband.webs.com, and that will also direct you to our Facebook page. You can go on Google and Google Rare Form Lynchburg, Virginia, which takes you to all of the things that we're doing. We have some YouTube videos that we've done, live videos at Phase 2.
And what is the best way for fans to support the band?
The best way for fans to support us is to just come out and see us play, and we love to hear your comments on our Facebook page. We've got, you know, around 2,000 fans on our Facebook page that we love, and we love to hear the comments that they have to say and songs that they would like to hear. We try our best to learn them, and keep in mind that we work regular jobs. I'm married with 3 kids, and I work 40-hour week, you know, sometime on the weekends, and Mark, you know, he's married with 3 kids, and Rick's married, and Tyson's married. We've all got families, so to be able to go out and do this on the scale we're doing it is actually pretty amazing.
And let's say someone wants to book Rare Form, and really, why wouldn't you? You guys are great. How do they go about getting you to perform at their event?
If you want to book Rare Form, you would call Tyson at 610-7271. Or on our website, it would tell you to call Mark at 609-3512.
Okay, so all the details you need to book Rare Form at rareformband.webs.com. Is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about? Anything I've not asked you that you think I should?
I just wanted to elaborate on the fact that I just appreciate my parents. They're the ones that gave me the music that's in me, that I'm able to get out and play. My dad singing to me all the time. We worked hard growing up, and, just the fact that there was always a song to sing no matter how bad things were, and I just always carried that with me. And I'm glad that my dad, and my mom, they come out to the shows, and that's what means the most to me.